station that's on your side. Breaking news.
We are following breaking news tonight. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says they are responding to shots fired at the corner of Rolling Meadows and Meadowbrook Drive.
Investigators say the scene is still very active over that way. Details are limited, but we have a crew there, and we're working to learn more as they release new information. We'll let you know just as soon as we get more information on that shooting.
Back to our top story now. All three of our largest school districts say they are struggling to find enough math and science teachers. It's been an ongoing problem, and school leaders say they are having a hard time, especially finding teachers for special education classes too. Some of this still stems from the pandemic.
A few years ago, teachers all over the country left the classroom for reasons ranging from stress to pay and beyond. News 12's Hallie Turner talked to Richmond, Columbia, and Aiken County districts to find out what they're doing to address the issue.
These school districts are growing and there just aren't enough people.
Spring may be on its way, but all eyes are set on how the teacher shortage will affect classrooms around the CSRA come August.
Over the past few years, definitely with the impact of COVID, the teacher shortage has been brought to light.
Now the goal is working on how to stay in front of it.
We are currently ahead of the ball game as far as being able to have more teachers this coming year than we had at this point last year.
Right now, Aiken County is trying to fill 84 vacancies before August. Richmond County is at 300 and Columbia County is at 250. While these numbers change daily, the one thing they are all struggling to find is teachers in science, math, and special education.
This is a convergence of three really large school districts. Demand for these types of folks is great, and the schools aren't producing enough.
Some school districts, like Aiken County, are offering incentives.
For the 23-24 school year, if you are hired in the areas of math or science in middle and secondary or special education, you will receive a $10,000 hiring bonus with a 3-year commitment to our district.
Columbia County says they are not sure if they will have the need to do that.
We don't know if we're going to carry those forward into the new year. Typically, we don't. We're usually in a good position starting the school year.
Aiken County says a mega hiring event in February set them up for success, and they plan to do this again soon.
We were able to hire 57 applicants that day. I'm looking to have another event to promote the rest of the hires.
Former Augusta Commissioner Sammy Sias has filed an appeal for a new trial with a focus on complaints about his lawyers. Sammy Sias was found guilty of destroying records in a federal investigation and then lying about it. Sias has filed an appeal before requesting an acquittal or a new trial. The government still has until March 23rd to respond to that appeal.
Well, temperatures have been below average across the area for 5 days straight, and we have some even colder air that's going to move in over the next couple of nights. We do have freeze warnings in effect for the northern CSRA, a freeze watch for the central CSRA, including us here in Evans, Aiken, and Augusta. That is in anticipation of freezing temps to head our way, most likely late tomorrow night and early Wednesday morning. So this is going to be a good 3-day stretch for us to where those temps will be near the freezing mark. Here's a look at those low temperatures early tomorrow morning. Most spots below 35 degrees, but I would imagine us here in Augusta do stay just a degree or two warmer than that 32-degree mark. But if you're up towards Clarksville Lake, places like McCormick, Lincolnton, downtown Washington, up in Wilkes County, you likely will hit freezing temperatures heading into early tomorrow morning. Now, this is not unusual, folks. Actually, if you look back over the last several years here in Augusta, the past two, we have not seen our last freeze until the first week of April. On average, most of the time we see our last freeze the end of March. So we are still due for those cold temps. Here's a look at current temps. If you are stepping out soon, we're still in the mid to low 60s. Have a full update on that cold forecast in just about 10 minutes.
The city of Augusta owes the IRS $2 million. Sources in the city government tell News 12 the city was hit with a fine after not filing paperwork related to the Affordable Care Act. We have filed an open records request to see the paperwork ourselves and learn how deep these fines go. $2 million could just be the tip of the iceberg, or it could be the total amount. It really depends.
Thousands.
News 12's Craig Allison talked to some of his family members today as we take a look back at the life and legacy Andy Cheek leaves behind.
Community, family.
Take a look back at the life and legacy Andy Cheek leaves behind.
Community, family, and sports. It's these values that former Augusta City Commissioner Andy Cheek held on to that Diamond Lakes looks the way it does today. And while it's certainly felt here in South Augusta, his family says his legacy touches all over the CSRA.
He was a leader, and he really reached out to anyone, to try to bring this community together.
From commissioner, school athletics volunteer, and member of 5 Augusta committees, Andy's brother Robert and his son of the same name say Andy wasn't afraid to speak his mind.
We were going to South Georgia, and my mama was driving, and Andy told her that he could walk faster than what she could drive. Well, she heard enough of it, so we were on Highway 121, and she stopped the car and said, "Get out." Well, when Andy got out, me and Randy followed him.
It's his vision that led to Diamond Lakes becoming the park it is today, as well as cleaning up South Augusta when trash services weren't as united.
There's a stigma been put on South Augusta as if it's not as good as any other part of Augusta, and that's not true. But we let stuff happen in South Augusta. We let stuff go, and Andy and I got behind that, and we made sure that everybody was held to the same standard.
In all, the Cheek family is just thankful to have had him.
I hope the community comes out and shows their love to him.
The family is working with Chance and Hydrick Funeral for 2 ceremonies later this week on Thursday and Friday for anyone that wants to pay their respects to the Cheek family. But for now, from Andy Cheek's own South Augusta, Craig Allison, on your side.
A place he loved so well. Craig, thank you. A Masters Week tradition returning to Augusta this year. Mayor Garnett Johnson will host the 2023 Mayor's Masters Reception April 2nd at the Augusta Common. There are some changes this year. The event happening on a Sunday instead of Masters Monday. Officials still trying to decide who they might honor at the event, but they know it will not be limited to Masters champions.
Investigators with the Aiken County Sheriff's Office are still looking for this man wanted in connection to a shooting that injured 2 women Friday afternoon. Officials say Stephon Dunbar drove away from the scene in North Augusta before deputies got there. Aiken County deputies and North Augusta public safety officers responded to a shooting on Liberty Hill Road Friday just after noon. 2 women were shot, one in the arm, another in the arm and the leg, but both are expected to be okay.
Crews are making progress on the Lewiston Road exit in Grovetown, just off I-20. Here's a live look at that area. It's always busy, especially this time of day. Meanwhile, people living in the area say they're frustrated with how long all of this is taking. News 12's Nick Phelan live for us near that exit right now.
So, Nick, when do officials say we can expect for this to finally wrap up?
Yeah, well, Columbia County says that they're hoping to wrap this project up by the end of the year, but those who travel on Lewiston Road every day want this project done as soon as possible.
Personally, having to deal with it on a regular basis, it's getting old really fast. From what I can see of construction, it doesn't move very quickly.
Shane Baker, like so many, moved into the area a year and a half ago. His route goes through the construction on Lewiston Road twice every day.
I really try to go the back way on Wrightsboro Road to try to avoid this as much as possible, unless it's just kind of more convenient to go this way if I need gas or anything like that.
When he does go through, safety with construction is a major concern. Even when we spoke to him today pumping gas, he says he almost got hit on the way there.
People drive a little faster than they need to around here. Obviously, they're probably tired of the construction as well, so they're just trying to get through it. But yeah, I actually, just before I pulled into the gas station here, just had someone run in front of me and almost hit them because they didn't take the light right.
And even more concerns with traffic backing up to the interstate.
It does back up pretty bad all the way to the highway. You almost can't get off the highway.
The end result will be this diverging diamond concept, which encourages more right turns and increases the flow of traffic. Kyle Titus with Columbia County says that they're 70% done with the project.
I understand the traffic delays, but we have to remember where we were before this. Before this, we were on a 2-lane Lewiston Road. There was at capacity.
And he also says that inclement weather could delay this project. And the other big question is, how will this impact Masters Week? And the county says that they will halt construction for that week in order to have as many lanes open as possible and allow traffic to move freely.
All right, thank you for that update, Nick. We are looking at cold temps for most of the work week. We'll have a look at that full forecast just after the break.
Plus, one of our reporters goes toe-to-toe with the world's strongest granddaddy. Find out how he does at his first weightlifting competition next.
Time and temp.
In this corner, T. Skinny Man Myers, the 66-year-old competitive weightlifter from Hepzibah. He's also known as the world's strongest granddad. And after Will Vogt talked to him for a couple of our stories, Myers started training Will to lift.
I love this. Just this past weekend, Will entered a competition, and he was nice enough to document his journey for us.
This is Will Vogt, channel 12, channel 26. He came in as a wimp. Now he's a man.
How did I get myself in this situation? Remember a couple months ago?
Let's see your guns. You got guns in there? No?
But the thing is, I haven't worked out since high school gym class.
Oh, no, God. What was that? It looked like you'd never been in the gym in your entire life. Unless you did an interview. But you didn't know, you don't have any technique, you didn't know what to do. No mistakes.
T. Skinny Man Myers is a 27-time world powerlifting champion, but he wasn't always strong.
When I first started, I did, I think 6 push-ups, and I rolled over and laid down for about 3 minutes. So here I am. I've been competing for 42 years now.
Skinny Man says with enough hard work and belief, anyone could be strong enough to enter a competition. After seeing how weak I was, he offered to train me.
If you believe, I believe. The hardest part for me is training is getting the person to believe in themselves.
For the last 2 months, I've been meeting him at the gym. He nicknamed me the Wolf, and now...
What are you gonna say, Wolf?
Lifting 225 pounds and howling like a weak wolf. Will Vogt, on your side.
Anybody feel threatened? Nobody?
Oh, wow. He didn't tell us a word about this.
No, we want to thank Will for willing to be self-deprecating for all of our benefit. This is amazing.
That's impressive. And Skinny Man makes a good point. It's all up here to start with, and then it's all the rest.
It really is. But Will, look at him. 25 pounds?
And counting.
He's on his way. It looks like he's in good hands with the right trainer. And if you want to get ready to enter the next event, Skinny Man says it will be in Grovetown in June. And he says 100% of the money raised goes to charity. So a great opportunity to get in shape. We'd love to hear some challenges on social media.
I love that too. Riley, that's Mr. Skinny Man. Did you see the size of his arms?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Skinny Man.
Yeah, really proud of Will Vogt. I heard he actually won a push-up contest at the station this morning as well. So, yeah, he's bulking up. You got to watch out for Will.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah, good stuff there. And we do have some cold several days, so make sure you are protecting those sensitive outdoor plants.
All right, thanks, Riley. Coming up, we're getting a look
into the Sweet 16.
So make sure you are protecting those sensitive outdoor plants.
All right, thanks, Riley. Coming up, we're getting a look ahead at the 12th annual Sage Valley Junior Invitational, kicking off golf month here in the River Region.
And the U.S. Aiken men's basketball team heading to the Sweet 16. The Pacers on a mission, and they have some unfinished business with their next opponent. Dan helps us get ready next in sports.
News 12, voted best weather coverage by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters.
The accident was not my fault.
When you're injured, you need help fast. Call George Sink Injury Lawyers all night.
You need someone that's going to fight for you. Call now.
Call George Sink Injury Lawyers all night. The all new.
The 12th annual Sage Valley Junior Invitational returns to Aiken this week. In addition to dozens of golfers hoping to become household names, this event also serves as the kickoff for golf month here in the CSRA. Here's News 12's Alyssa Lyons with a closer look.
Things outside may look a little gloomy right now, but it's about to get a whole lot brighter for golf fans in the CSRA.
Growing up watching the Masters, it looks and feels like Augusta.
Golf Week ranks it as the #1 junior event.
I guess we're not in Utah.
In the CSRA, it's the start of jacket season.
It's definitely the best tournament I've been in, and like all the interactions with people and hanging out with buddies is pretty cool.
36 boys, 24 girls, all swinging their way into Sunday. It's one of the few tournaments where the golfers live on campus.
It's way sweet. The putting green's 50 yards behind our house, and yeah, you're like you said with him, we're living with 8 other guys, and it's cool. There's on property instead of hotel. You don't have to drive home after a tournament like you do at other places. So
this weekend will be full of wear and tear on the clubs and the grounds.
This year we've got a number of high school teams that are going to come out and participate in Thursday and Friday, but with our final round being on Saturday, we typically see a surge of patrons on Saturday, with it being the weekend, and we welcome everyone to come out.
It's only been a year since the girls' field was added to Sage Valley. Since then, it's been a catalyst for the growing game of women's golf.
We've got almost half of our girls field is going to be participating in a few weeks at Anlock.
Last year's inaugural women's class, plus a boys and girls playoff for the first time, 2022 will be hard to top.
It was pretty spectacular ending the last year, but I'm so excited. We got such a strong field this year.
Hopefully, we have a good tournament and there's a lot of good scores, so it'll be good, I think.
Tournament days are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and admission is completely free. At Sage Valley, Alyssa Lyons on your side.
Beautiful course out at Sage Valley. More changes coming to Augusta Regional Airport. Officials unveiling a brand new logo this morning. There it is. One of a handful of changes over at the airport. It comes after a multi-million-dollar grant to expand the terminal, adding some gate bridges so you won't have to walk outside to walk up some steps to catch your plane in the future.
Crews are refilling the Augusta Canal after they drained it for maintenance earlier this year. Water drained out so that city utility and water staff could work on some projects, including one at the Georgia Power substation near Butt Memorial Bridge. But now that the water level's coming back, you can expect to see those boat tours make their return too. But a nice day for a run out by the canal, Riley.
Absolutely. We end the afternoon with some beautiful weather, but we do have some cold temps moving in over the next couple of days. Even into next week, it looks like we will continue to stay below average. Now look at that 74 test just after the break.
Save on a